Hi guys, how's it going? I hope you're good. Today we're going to do a twin flame update. So I'm going to use one deck to look at the divine masculine. I'm going to use a second deck to look at the divine feminine, and then I'll pull some oracle cards to clarify, to wrap it all up and see what's going on. This may run over to two parts, so yeah, it might be a long one. You might want to grab yourself a cuppa. Let's see what's going on. So I'm going to start with the divine feminine. We've all got feminine and masculine energies. If we're talking man, woman, then it's clearer, but it's not always the case. So some men lead with a more feminine energy, some women lead with a more masculine energy. So, you know, take it as it resonates. Let's have a little look. I do also do private readings. We can look at twin flame connections. We can look at third party. We can look at whatever you need. But let's start with the divine feminine within the twin flame connection. Usually the feminine will be the chaser, but not always. Again, we can't generalize, but let's see what is going on in the situation. Ooh, 10 of swords. All right, 5 of swords. So we do have the divine feminine coming through as the divine feminine, the empress, with this Queen of Pentacles. So actually, for once, what I would say is at this point in the cycle, because this is a cycle, and you know, at one point you'll find that the feminine is chasing whilst the masculine is running, and you will find that you get a reverse of that situation. What I would say at the moment is that there has definitely been an ending to to the connection. So I would say at the minute you're probably in separation completely, probably even no contact, I would say. And this is really confusing for you both. It's really playing on both people's minds. But looking from the feminine perspective, the feminine is really working on themselves, focusing on themselves. And it may have even been them in this cycle that brought this to an end, you know, that cut it off, that stopped contact. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's kind of like they felt rejected, or they felt not good enough, and there may even be another female involved. So if you're the masculine, it may be that you've got your twin flame. Maybe you're already in a karmic relationship. Maybe you're already in another relationship, because I feel as if they feel discarded or rejected or not good enough, and because there's another female energy around you. Around the masculine, sorry, it's confusing, isn't it? But yeah, the feminine in this connection is working on themselves. I think that they've pulled back. I feel like there's no contact, or this has come to some kind of clear ending. For some of you, this would have been a work connection, or potentially even is still a work connection. You may still have to see each other in some work capacity, or that is maybe how you connected in the first place. They just feel disappointed. There's a lot of like disappointment, feeling let down, feeling not fully invested in, not fully appreciated, not chosen. Because with the lovers, this can be a choice between two people. We get the Queen of Wands here, which for me is quite often another woman, or the other woman, whilst they're up here in their Empress energy, trying to work on themselves, trying to be the best version of themselves, trying to stay in their power, whilst they feel kind of second best to someone else. I do feel like Spirit is going to guide this back around though. We get the Hierophant here. So I feel like they probably know that this isn't done for good, but for whatever reason, you know, they've had to do this for the time being. The Judgment card is here, which is interesting, because the Judgment can be around self-judgment. Maybe they're judging themselves really harshly. Maybe they feel that you've judged them harshly. But the Judgment card can also be Judgment Day, like a resurrection, like a conversation, like a turning point that needs to happen. So that could be what's coming, because it is towards the end of this spread here. And then when we pulled a few extra cards, it feels like the Five of Pentacles is where we get this feeling left out in the cold, feeling rejected, feeling not chosen, not good enough, all of those kind of things. But there is still some sort of watching or spying going on, or trying to gather information. So even if you're fully no contact, even if you're blocked, it's either they're unblocking you just to check, and then blocking you, unblocking you, that kind of thing. Maybe asking mutual friends, maybe viewing stories, that kind of thing. There could be a bit of that kind of energy going on, trying to figure out, you know, where the masculine is at. This is the feminine that we're looking at. Trying to figure out where the masculine is at in this connection, what's going on, that kind of thing. We do get the Six of Wands, which is a successful outcome. It's kind of like a victory after a long battle. But they're seeing the masculine as very cold and detached at the moment, and uninterested, and yeah, kind of distant, and this is why they feel so disappointed. In terms of a timeline on this cycle, I don't think we're going to get too much of a turnaround for at least probably 6 weeks. It seems like we've got, I wouldn't say we're talking months and months, but I think we're probably talking more than a month before we get some sort of shift in the energy here. What was that? Yeah, confusion about secrecy, or confusion about feeling like that the masculine wasn't being honest, they weren't receiving the truth, they were being, you know, yeah, deceived, that kind of energy. There definitely is a new beginning here though. Will the feminine take the leap? Because the Fool is taking the leap, right, taking the chance. Will the divine feminine take the leap? Thinking about it, thinking about the masculine, potentially fantasizing about the masculine and fantasizing about taking that opportunity, wondering whether the masculine still loves them, still has feelings for them. How are they, you know? So the feminine energy here is wondering if the masculine has lost feelings, whether the feelings are still there or not. Wants to take the leap, wants to take that chance to reach out, to move this forward. No. I don't think they will. I think they're waiting to be given some sort of apology or some sort of show of romance from the masculine. That they need to feel that they're still wanted. They need to feel like the feelings haven't changed. They need to feel like they are still important. They are still going to be prioritised in some way. And at the minute, as much as they want to, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about the masculine. They're all up in their head, you know, fantasizing about how this may play out, and, you know, all of the good things that could come from this. I feel like they are waiting. This is the waiting energy with the Two of Wands, for some sort of romantic gesture, or at least an apology from the masculine before they're going to kind of trust it. It's because they feel rejected, they feel not chosen, they feel not good enough, or something like that. Something's gone on here. Maybe even, like, you know, they feel deceived in some way. So that is the current energy of the divine feminine in the twin flame connection. Let's have a look at the masculine. Where is the masculine at in the twin flame connection? Let's see. Where is the masculine energy at within the twin flame dynamic? Five of Pentacles, also feeling rejected or not good enough or left out in the cold, following a tower moment. Yeah, there's been a tower, there's been some sudden breakdown to this connection, or maybe a massive argument, or maybe a complete ending. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. But I think the feminine walked away. I do think the feminine walked away at this time, and there was like it was sudden and it was explosive, is how it feels. So I don't know if they just angrily, you know, you had a great big argument and they angrily stormed out, blocked you, whatever it was, that kind of thing. You're mirroring each other, which doesn't surprise me. With a twin flame connection, there's always a lot of mirroring energy going on. You're feeling one way, they're feeling the same. Your life is taking a particular path, their life is taking the same path. Even if you don't know it, when you eventually come back into communication, you will find out that you've both been walking a very, very similar path in life and having very, very similar experiences. So from the masculine's perspective, they are also feeling, you know, alone, rejected, not good enough, following this tower moment where suddenly everything changed. Bang, it all came crashing down, it all changed unexpectedly, suddenly, explosively, chaotically. They're cautious. They are now cautious to approach the masculine because they feel, you know, that you've walked away, the feminine's walked away. They're trying to figure out their next move. And they also want to make some leap of faith here with the Fool. They're trying to plan it out. They're a little bit more planned in how they're going to do this or what they're going to do. But they are wondering if you've closed out the cycle, or whether the cycle can be, you know, started up again. An energy of disappointment, an energy of somebody having their guard up. So I think that the feminine may have blocked the masculine at the moment. Wondering the same, wondering, is the feminine still feeling the same way about me? Is there still love here? Is there still hope here? And then we close with Strength, which is like about courage and bravery. So basically you're mirroring each other in a very similar energy. Will the masculine take the leap? Will the masculine take the leap to reach out? The Emperor. The masculine. Yeah, essentially the Chariot. So it looks like that they probably will, and it will be something like spontaneous and maybe just a little bit flirtatious. I don't know how well that's going to go down. But yeah, it feels like sudden, spontaneous. So as much as they're up here trying to plan it out, when it actually happens, it will just be like that. I can't think about this anymore. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to say something. I'm just going to send that message. But it will be positive. It will be positive. Yeah, the Hierophant. Again, spiritually guided. High Priestess, Hierophant connection. This, I mean, obviously it's a twin flame connection. It's a spiritual connection. It's unlike anything else. So yeah, it looks here, if we was to summarise, you're both mirroring each other in a very similar situation. You're both experiencing very similar feelings of, is the other person still thinking about me? Are they missing me? Do they still want me? Do they still love me? Whatever it may be. You both want to reach out. You both want to come back into communication. But the feminine, because the feminine ended this in some way, the masculine looks like they are going to have to take that first step to get the ball rolling. And it will go well, the Sun. You know, whatever this spontaneous communication from the Emperor is, it will be received well. So, you know, if that helps, if you're the masculine watching this wondering, oh, you know, should I reach out? It will go well. It will go well. Obviously, a private reading is going to be a bit more accurate than a general, but judgment. See, again, this fear of judgment. This fear of judgment, facing up to things, that you know, that judgment day. Is there another female around the masculine? Is there another female around the masculine? Who's that other female? Let's see. Heartbreak, Two of Cups, yeah. Potentially, but it may be over, or it may be coming to an end. So, you know, before when we was looking at the feminine, there was like another woman involved or another female. And here we get the Two of Cups, Four of Wands, but we also get Three of Swords. So it could have come to an end. There's definitely reconciliation here on the bottom. Definitely a high energy of reconciliation. So these can be worked through. But yeah, I think there was two female energies, but that may have come to an end. The masculine may have broken up with the other person, or maybe it's just not working out for whatever reason. They may have even been living with someone or even engaged to someone. Yeah, Ten of Cups. In terms of when I feel like this is going to shift, I feel like we're talking about around about October for when this next cycle kind of comes in, when this reconnection happens. So let's just summarise with some oracle cards. What is the advice for the people watching? The guidance for the collective on the twin flame journey. It's not a fun journey, the twin flame journey. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult. I mean, a soulmate connection or a karmic connection would be much easier. But go the distance. No place like home. By the book. All that glitters. Loyal heart. Poised and yang. See, this really backs up that the energy needs to come from the masculine, the yang. The yang is the masculine, the yin is the feminine. That needs to come from the masculine. Poised to take action. Okay, the action needs to happen. There is a loyalty here between you. There is loyal hearts. There is true love going on here. And someone has realised that maybe all that glitters isn't gold. You know, what they thought they wanted, or what they thought, what direction they thought they were going in, has not turned out to be what they thought. But it can be also about both people taking the mask off and just being brutally honest about how they feel and what's going on. We've got by the book. So, you know, maybe trying to do something the right way does not always lead to the best outcome. No place like home. I feel like you feel home to this person. This is like a feeling of completion, and we have got go the distance, so there's definitely some distance left to run in this connection. So this is definitely going to be two parts. If whichever part you're watching, the other part will be up on the grid, and I will probably also post it as a long form on YouTube. Link in my bio if you want to book in with me, and I'll see you soon.